Estimation. Children, can you tell the total number of students in the school? Can you tell the number of people in your locality? We cannot give the exact number. In such case, we do estimation. Imagine a big celebration at your home. The first thing you do is to find out roughly how many guests may visit you. There are lots of situations when we use estimation in our daily life. To estimate, we use rounding off. Estimating to the nearest tens by rounding off. Consider the number 10, 17 and 20. The gap between 17 and 20 is smaller when compared to the gap between 17 and 10. So, we round off 17 as 20, correct to the nearest tens. Now consider 12, which also lies between 10 and 20. However, 12 is closer to 10 than to 20. So, we round off 12 to 10, correct to the nearest tens. We see that the numbers 1, 2, 3 and 4 are nearer to 0 than to 10. So, we round off 1, 2, 3 and 4 as 0. Number 6, 7, 8, 9 are nearer to 10, so we round them off as 10. Number 5 is equidistant from both 0 and 10. It is a common practice to round it off as 10. Estimating to the nearest hundreds by rounding off. Is 410 nearer to 400 or to 500? 410 is closer to 400, so it is rounded off to 400, correct to the nearest hundred. Numbers 1 to 49 are closer to 0 than to 100 and so are rounded off to 0. Numbers 51 to 99 are closer to 100 than to 0 and so are rounded off to 100. Number 50 is equidistant from 0 and 100 both. It is a common practice to round it off to 100. Estimating to the nearest thousands by rounding off. We know that numbers 1 to 499 are nearer to 0 than to 1000, so these numbers are rounded off as 0. The numbers 501 to 999 are nearer to 1000 than 0, so they are rounded off as 1000. Number 500 is also rounded off as 1000. Estimating outcomes of number situations. There are many situations when we need to estimate, and estimation makes our job easier. Let us see this one. Anju, Rahul and Kavita went to buy vegetables. Anju wants to buy a color kit. So all three checked their remaining amount, which was Anju left with 13 rupees, Rahul had 16 and Kavita had 7. And the cost of new color kit was rupees 32. Can they buy the color kit? While Anju and Rahul were calculating the total amount, Kavita said, "You can easily buy the kit." "Hey, how come you calculated so quickly?" "Yes." "Oh, it's too simple. I used estimation." Please explain. Anju, you have 13 rupees. I rounded it to 10. I have 7, which again round off to 10. And Rahul has 16, which rounds off to 20. Adding all three, we have 40 rupees, and the cost of kit is 32. This is how I calculated. Oh, it's too easy and good. Good, but how you decide the place to which you would round off? There are no rigid rules when you want to estimate the outcomes of numbers. The procedure depends on the degree of accuracy required and how quickly the estimate is needed. The most important thing is how sensible the guessed answer would be. This will be clearer to you by the examples of estimate sum or difference. Example: estimate 5,290 plus 17,986. Solution: you find 17,986 is greater than 5,290. Round off to thousands. 17,986 is rounds off to 18,000. Plus 5,290 is rounds off to 5,000. Estimated sum is equal to 23,000. Actual sum is equal to 23,276. Example: estimate 5,673 minus 436. To begin with, we round off to thousands. Why? 5,673 rounds off to 6,000 minus 436 rounds off to minus 0. Estimated difference is equal to 6,000. This is not a reasonable estimate. To estimate the products, look at 63 into 182. If we approximate both to the nearest hundreds, we get 100 into 200 is equal to 20,000. This is much larger than the actual product. So what do we do? To get a more reasonable estimate, we try rounding off 63 to the nearest 10, that is 60, and also 182 to the nearest 10, that is 180. We get 60 into 180 or 10,800. This is a good estimate but is not quick enough. If we now try approximating 63 to 60 and 182 to the nearest 100, that is 200, we get 60 into 200, and this number 12,000 is a quick as well as good estimate of the product. The general rule that we can make is, therefore, round off each factor to its greatest place, then multiply the rounded off factors. Thus, in the above example, we rounded off 63 to tens and 182 to hundreds.